You mentioned the Chitlin Circuit earlier. The Chitlin Circuit is still in
Still a
right
thing.
now today.
Yeah.
But there were so many people who missed so many opportunities, who had so much talent that's never heard.
Yeah.
It's still not heard and still not fair. It's still payola still is live and well, and that was a way that you had to pay to get your recordings on the radio, and that's still happening today.
Yeah.
Although it's people are not talking about it that much, and the FCC did crack down on a lot of that in the 60s, 50s, and the 60s. But another thing too is talk about the race records and so forth. You see the term rock and roll.
Yep. Boogie woogie, rock and roll.
Yeah, there was no rock and roll. We didn't consider anything rock and roll or R&B. We were soul artists,
Right.
you know, and blues artists, and no one distinguished the blues from soul or rock and roll. If you were Johnny Taylor, some people consider him a rock and roll artist. Some people consider him a soul artist. Some people consider him a blues artist.
Right.
You know, I mean, they separate the genres, but they crossed all these different lines.
Yeah.
The people who wrote the books and writing the books now, not only doing it to exploit a lot of these people, and it's all for money, but they also keep them in certain genres and certain categories where they can't expand to their full capacity.
Right. So from this, going from, well, I was thinking as you were talking about this, the Chitlin Circuit, I was surprised to know how many people still don't know what that was or never even heard the term. Could you talk about its, the distance that it stretched? I know it went from, deep south up to through the eastern seaboard, maybe up into New York and whatnot, and maybe to a further extent.
Well, the Chitlin Circuit was any place that an African American could play.
Right. Yeah.
You know.
For food mostly,
Alan
or
Freed termed term rock and roll out of R&B, but any R&B artist, any black artist who was touring the South or the North or the East or the West, there were only certain clubs they could play. That was the Chitlin Circuit.
right. Yeah.
Including Lou Rawls made a record about it. I mean, even Lou Rawls, not King Cole, couldn't play but certain areas and certain clubs.